All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sports Hype. So today is actually a special episode, given that Kobe Bryant is finally getting his long overdue statue outside of Crypto.com Arena. We're going to start the podcast with our favorite Kobe memory and or favorite Kobe quote, whichever we choose, or both. And then after that, we're going to go into Joel Embiid's injury and what it means for the 76ers as they are statistically very poor without him. So it could be a big blow for them. And then with Joel Embiid being out for 4 weeks, he is now disqualified for MVP. So we're going to go see who our MVPs are without Embiid now. And then to finish it off, we're going to touch on the two hires the Commanders made of Dan Quinn as head coach and then Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator. So who wants to start with their favorite Kobe memory?
I'll go first, I guess. It's a very untraditional one, you know. I don't expect either of you to be saying it, but there was a very nice commercial I enjoyed with Kobe Bryant in it. Um, it also features Kanye West. It's the one where they're talking about being like the same beast but a different animal. If you don't know what I'm referring to, you can find it. It's a very good commercial.
Yeah, that's a great commercial. I thought you were going to go with the 81 Olives commercial. That one's good too.
That was also a very good one.
Gio, you want to say yours?
Sure. So, I'm sure everyone knows this one, but this is when I forget when they're on the Lakers are on a back-to-back, stretch, right? Playing back-to-back with his team and NBA players, they want to go out, right? And I think he said it was they're in Miami or something like that. They're on the East Coast and they were going back-to-back, maybe Miami and Chicago or something like that. And he said, "You know what? Tonight I'm gonna go out with you guys. We're gonna have a good time, right? But when 5 a.m. comes tomorrow morning, you're gonna be hanging out with me." And so that really tested the players, really just to show them that, hey, we're gonna come out here to do what we came out here to do, which is ultimately win a championship. But you guys can have your fun, but as long as the job gets done that needs to get done. And really that just, um, shows you the Mamba mentality all the way through that, hey, I don't care what y'all do as long as you get the goal, objective done, complete the goal. And if you do that, then you can do whatever you want. And to me, that's really speaks loudly on what Mamba mentality was. As long as you get the goal that you want, then go ahead. You can have fun, you can be serious, do whatever you want. But as long as you get that goal, achieved, then everything else can, is fair game.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a good memory. Mine's a little basic, but I have a lot of options as a purebred Kobe fan my entire life. Um, I'm very glad to finally see, in my opinion, the greatest Laker of all time get his recognition outside of Crypto.com Arena. Starting tomorrow at 6 o'clock will be the unveiling, if you guys didn't know. But my favorite memory is definitely his last game as a Laker. Like just to see him go out the way he did with 60 points and with a win, and he was the main reason we did win that game. I loved every second of that. And then a quote that goes with that, that is my favorite quote, is just his last speech at the end when he said Mamba out. That always has stuck with me ever since his passing.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yes, sir. But sticking to NBA, obviously bad news for the 76ers with Joel Embiid's injury. They didn't do a full-on surgery. It was just a procedure, but he is out for at least 4 weeks. It will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. So what's your guys' thoughts on what that does for the 76ers?
They're about to fall down the standings. I know that much. But I still don't think they fall too far down. I think Maxi's gonna step up now. I think Tobias Harris is gonna step up more. I think they fall two places in the standings, I think, though.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that it hurts them because they are, as I said, very bad without Joel Embiid in the past. And obviously, you lose a player that's averaging 30 points per game, whatever he was averaging, it's going to take a toll. So they're definitely going to drop in the standings. But I do agree. Tyrese Maxey is underrated. He will keep them afloat, and they'll still be top five, I'll say, in the East.
Yeah, what you thinking, bro?
So really, I was thinking, yeah, you lose the MVP, but who really cares about the MVP, right? Averaging 30 and possibly 15 and 5, right? Some crazy numbers
Yeah,
like that. Who cares
something like
about
that. Yeah.
that? Okay. Tyrese Maxey, phenomenal on the offensive side, right? Defensive side too, I would say Tobias Harris. He's really got to step up. He's already stepped up this year and why they're so successful. But I also think when JoJo goes down, it's Toby's team. Yeah, Maxey's, the number one, facilitator, but Tobias Harris has to be the number one scorer on that team. And he's got to take up, that role of being the number one player, and I think he can. Just will he do it in the
Like
36
somebody was
when
like,
he's out? I don't know.
they were like, they went head on.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. Tobias Harris has never been a number one type of player. He's always at best number two, in my opinion, and at his best, he is number three, the number three option. So it remains to be seen if he'll be able to do it. But that's why I put more pressure on Tyrese Maxey personally, because he's shown he can be the number one option, and I expect him to step up without Embiid. But
Who
not
who's this backup center?
Paul Reed.
Reed. Okay, so we got Reed, who's a great backup center. We all obviously know what he did with Minnesota, right? He can step up obviously for them in a huge way, like he did with Minnesota last year. I expect him to get a lot of playing time. And then Nick say his buddy, Mo Bamba. Better have a little bit of playing time, right? See the light of day on the court. Great talent. Hopefully he can, develop and show where he is right now in his career. And then, obviously prove, his worth for the 76ers. And with that being said, they do have a little bit of depth at that center position, which is why I think they're going to be okay as well. That's why they got the depth, was because Joel Embiid is known to have these types of injuries throughout the season. So I think they're going to be just fine. I don't think they're going to slip too much. They're going to be what are they right now?
I believe they're fourth. Let me see.
They're fourth right now. I wouldn't
Um,
be shocked if they even move up
they're
even more.
actually fifth right now.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked if they move up. I would have them possibly I would switch them out with the Bucks, honestly. Just because we've seen how the Bucks have slid in the last couple of games with Doc Rivers being the head coach, with their defense being where it is, and then obviously I think the Cavs being at the number 2 spot, they're gonna stay just because, they're on a hot streak right now. What are they? 14 out of the
14
last
of their
15 games. So
yeah.
so I really think they're going to stay where they're at. And then who's number 4 right now?
Let me see. It is New
Take
York.
time. It's New York, right? So
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, they're going to stay there or move up. So I don't, I expect Philly to move up, especially with how the Bucks are playing right now. But what are your thoughts on that, Nick?
Personally, I believe Mo Bamba won't get as much playing time as he deserves.
Okay.
I agree.
There's only one reason as to why it won't happen though. If they play Mo Bamba, they're gonna have to like show the league that he's better than Joel Embiid, and they just can't have that right now, especially
Okay.
with being their franchise player. So they're gonna do my boy Mo Bamba a little dirty, and they're not gonna let him shine and be the best player in the entire NBA.
I do think the Sixers could move up, but I think they honestly stay put at five as long as Joel Embiid is out.
Do you think, especially since we have the trade deadline, we got DeAndre Jordan on the trading block. We got I forget his first name, but Gafford's also up there.
Andre Drummond also as well.
That was the first guy, Andre Drummond. And then you also have Kelly Olynyk possibly on the trading block. So you got all these big guys on the trading block as of right now. This is a timely injury for Joel Embiid because you can, use this to your advantage. and get the depth that you need for the center position moving into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's also a very good possibility that they do make a move prior to the trade deadline for a center, given the extent of Embiid's injury.
Right.
But
I think
overall, go ahead.
no, you
I was just going to say, overall, I think the 76ers are going to be fine because they have the talent to live without Embiid for a little bit.
it's not like season ending, so I don't think it's like detrimental. But
Right. If it was season ending like they originally said, then obviously come playoffs, they wouldn't have had the success. But with the Joel Embiid now disqualified for MVP, who do you guys think should win the MVP?
I think there's only one option right now.
Oh, is he on the Thunder?
He is on the Thunder. That boy hooping.
Shea, go ahead.
My bad. He's
No,
number two.
I was just saying, bro. Shea's been hooping. He has been hooping. To me, though, the way Luka Doncic has been playing, I think it has to be Luka.
Wow, wow. You don't got the team success like Shea do right now. I think Shea's putting up. Actually, I don't know Luka's stats,
I
but
know Luka's been hooping though. That's all I know. And I thought honestly he should have won it before Embiid went down, to be honest.
that was my thoughts on Shea. It was that he was the clear cut number one.
Yeah, Luka's always been number one for me, but I think it's gonna come down to Shea and Luka. I could definitely see that.
Number two in the West, 30 points a game, over 5 rebounds a game, over 6.5 assists a game, shooting 55% from the field.
Luka's averaging 34 and a half, man. 9 assists and 8 rebounds.
But he's not two in the West.
Hey, he still got time. But Gio, who's your pick for MVP now that
So the favorite is Jokic, right? That's the
right?
obvious favorite that everyone's gonna be like, okay, who's MVP? It's gonna be Jokic. I wish it would be Luka. I think this is gonna be one of his best seasons to get MVP. It's like a LeBron sort of thing, right? He's gonna keep getting better, but are they gonna give it to Luka? I think they're gonna give it to him one or twice, really. Throughout his career, maybe 3 times, 4 times like Bron, but you got to give it to Jokic right now. I mean, what he's doing is crazy still. It's like he's just his play is just so much above and beyond everybody else's. That's insane. The next guy up is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I mean, you could say that, but if you look at the stats, Luka has better stats than Jokic this year.
I mean, yeah, but just the dominance of it, Luka does have the stats, but you can also say because of his teammates too. I would say, yeah, Jokic is the the defending champion, but you got Luka Doncic with Kyrie Irving who just scored 34, I believe, last night. You got uh, what's his Penny or not Penny, but
Tim Hardaway.
Timmy Hardaway Jr. Yeah, so you got him. You got all these other great players on that squad. I mean, yeah, right now Luka could win it, but if it's between him and Shea, it's got to go to Shea right now. I wish it was Luka, but it's got to go to Shea just because, like Nick said, all the argument is who's winning, who's putting up the stats, and right now it's Shea. He's winning more than Luka, and it's very obvious that it is Shea right now because look at the talent on his team.
Yeah,
Compared to the
yeah,
Mavericks,
yeah.
it is shocking that they're number two. You have a rookie right now. You have Lou Dort. You have what very young players and like sophomore year players. It's ridiculous what they're doing right now.
Yeah, for real. But if it does come down to Luka and Shea, I believe the league will give it to Luka just because of his name.
It's gotta be Shea. And he is the drippiest player in the NBA.
He is, I'm not gonna lie. It's
I
between
would have
him
to go
and
with my boy Jordan Clarkson, but
bro.
or no. You're gonna say Shea? I'm sorry. I disrespected Tyrese Halliburton like that. Tyrese Halliburton
Absolutely not.
has the best drip in the NBA.
Did you see what jacket he showed up in last game?
Did you see
Absolutely not.
did you see the entire season so far? I mean, what Halliburton has done with fashion is like Russell Westbrook a couple, years ago, or
Yeah, and
James
Russ's
Harden.
fashion is terrible.
Don't say that.
It
Don't say that.
is. I'm sorry, it is.
I'm sorry, it's not for the simple-minded like that. I mean, it is very unique.
Yeah,
Come on, bro. You got to say it's unique.
It is
You
unique.
can't
Yeah.
say it's terrible.
you gotta look
I,
at these fits,
I
bro.
think it's terrible, but look at Shea, man. Okay, say you got to take the background off, sir. Oh, there you go.
Look at
Yeah.
these fits, bro.
Yeah, but you look at Terry's Halliburton,
Bro, what was that jacket he was wearing? Come on now.
bro, it's fashion. It's not supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like the most fashionable stuff is the most unique stuff. That's what fashion is. It's art.
I got Shea personally.
Shay's number one.
You got to look at it with an artistic view. You can't be looking at it like, okay, what would I wear? You think
Not
anyone else would be wearing
artistic.
that jacket? That's why it's fashion, baby. Because only one of one. That's only one time's gonna happen.
It goes Shay, Russ, number two. Then it goes Bam.
No. All right, we're done with this. We're done with this. You don't have Jordan Clarkson up there. You don't have LeBron James up there.
LeBron is up there. LeBron's up there.
LeBron's up there. James
LeBron is up
Harden. You
there.
don't have James Harden. You have Russ up there, but James Harden's right next to him.
Russ is up there way higher.
Josh Hart, Jalen Brown,
It's not Russ, Shay,
I'm
Bam.
not gonna lie. D Book got some drip too.
D Book.
You both be dripping. All of them be dripping, but like, come on, Shay and Russ be different.
I do like Russ's fashion style. I do, but just I don't know, man. Shea just comes out
You just
fitting,
said
bro.
this. You just said that. You said he was terrible. You just said Terry's Halliburton is terrible.
Yeah, his
I'm
fashion
not.
is. I
I
didn't say his
know.
basketball play. I said his
Oh, I
fashion.
know. Hey, don't be so like short. Don't be so short on your perspective. Have an open mind with this.
I'm not an artistic person, man. I'm sorry. It's just not for me.
And I didn't mean to say simple. I wanted to say closed-minded when I
Hey,
said that.
man, it's just not for me, but it's not for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on MVPs before we move on to NFL?
Shay, Shay for his fit alone should win it.
Oh,
But yeah,
what?
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I
a
mean,
lot of stuff going on.
should we? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. There's like not a lot of sports stuff, but like, should we touch on the minor trades that have happened today?
You want? It's up to you.
I mean, let's get to the big things, right?
All right. All right. Yeah, we'll stick to the game plan. We'll go to the NFL with the Commanders, who did hire Dan Quinn. They did interview the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick, and a few people, the sources say, a few people inside the building did like the idea of hiring Belichick, but overall they were outnumbered to the people who wanted to hire Dan Quinn, which I think is a little interesting, but we'll get into that in a little bit. And then Dan Quinn's first move as offensive coordinator, which I think isn't a coincidence, is getting Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator and letting Eric Bieniemy go. I believe they are making a move for Caleb Williams. So, what's your guys' thoughts on these two hires by the Commanders?
Unproven.
I mean, Quinn's proven, but he hasn't proven it when it matters.
It's not good enough.
He did blow a 28-3 lead.
Huh?
He did blow a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. So
Not good enough. Wait, he was.
if if I had the chance to hire Dan Quinn or Bill Belichick, I'm taking Bill Belichick 9 times out of 10. So I'm not really sure why, unless Belichick said no, why they went with Dan Quinn.
They had to have been Bill being like, I'm good. I'm
That's what I'm
cool.
saying. Like, there's no way those new owners were like, "Oh, hey, Bill, we're not gonna go your way."
And if they did, they're crazy.
That's what I'm
Crazy.
saying. Like, yeah, Dan Quinn's a great coordinator, but he's a better coordinator than he is a coach, and he's shown that. But
How long do you guys expect for, just hypothetically, how long do you expect Washington to rebuild without any coaches, without anything? Just how long?
probably, realistically, 5 years at least.
5 years? Okay.
Yeah.
You, Nick?
Uh,
10 years? Let's
especially,
go. Oh, go ahead.
especially if they get Caleb Williams. I'm not a believer in them.
I agree, but we got to see what the kid's got. He's still unproven in the NFL, just like um. Oh man, why am I the Houston quarterback?
Oh, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, he was my quarterback last year for Ohio State. So yeah, CJ Stroud, he was unproven last year for the NFL. Now he's, uprising star. We got to see what's, Caleb Williams brings to the table. But let's just hypothetically go in between you guys. You said 5, you said 10. Let's go with 7. Bill Belichick is 71 years old. Add 7 years to that, he's gonna be 78, possibly pushing 80, bro. Do you really expect him to stay there that long?
True. No, definitely not.
I think Bill would have got the right quarterback.
Yeah, but even then, I would still expect around a 7-year rebuild, right?
Okay. If
Who's
You
the
Bill
have
right
to,
quarterback? Who's the right quarterback? Because they're going to take a rookie either way.
Drake May,
right?
Huh?
No,
Drake May.
no.
Did you say Bo Nix?
No,
You
Drake
said
May.
Drake May. I would
Oh,
take
Drake
Bo
May?
Nick. That's my guy
No.
right there.
Drake, I'm not a believer in Drake May personally. I don't think he's going to
Yeah.
succeed in the NFL.
Well, we got to see with him too. But just looking at it at the timetable with Bill Belichick, I don't think it worked out for his, for his needs or his wants. Part of his career ending, he wanted 13 wins possibly just so he can break the record. And realistically, I don't think he could have done that with the Commanders next year or the year after that. I think they're going to be like 5 and whatever on average. And realistically, he couldn't do that. And it's unfortunate for them because he would have been a great fit for them. But Dan Quinn, man, that's a great pickup. Kingsbury, I wish we got him as a Steelers organization. But right now, I really like what they're doing offensively and obviously defensively with Dan Quinn. But can Dan Quinn be a head coach like a Dan Campbell, right? Dan Campbell was unproven a couple years ago. Dan Quinn, we really don't know how he's going to work out being a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think Dan Quinn is a better defensive coordinator than he is a head coach. He was a great head coach for the Falcons, don't get me wrong. He got him to the big game. He just couldn't finish it off. But I just think he's not the right person for a rebuild because that defense is not going to be nearly as good as that Cowboys defense. They don't have that talent. And I don't think he's going to be able to succeed with that defense unless they make major moves on it.
Right.
He also traded away their defense. Like,
Like they traded away Chase Young. The only thing they have left is really Montez Sweat, and he'll probably leave.
And Scary Terry's out, right? Isn't he a free agent now?
Yeah, he is going to be a free agent. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
So he's probably going to be out of there.
So like, I mean, I just don't think Dan Quinn was the right choice personally. There wasn't many other options out there either, but I just don't know if I would have went the route they went at head coach. But I
got
do. Oh, go ahead. No,
no,
you're
sorry.
good. I do like. I was just gonna say I do like the hire of Cliff Kingsbury. I think he's a great offensive mind, and I think he'll be able to work with that offense to get it better. It's just will they have enough talent to make it an elite offense? I don't think they will.
Right.
Especially without Scary Terry.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to have receivers for Caleb Williams if that is what they're doing, which I believe it is, because you wouldn't bring in Cliff Kingsbury and let enemy go without knowing that you're going to make a run at arguably the top quarterback in the draft, is what they're saying.
What do you think about Vrabel not getting a head coaching job?
I I honestly saw it coming. I didn't think he'd become a head coach at any of the remaining positions, but I think he could be a great defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys if he wants to take a step back. But that's just me. That's the only coordinator job. I mean, honestly, he'd be a great defensive coordinator for anyone who needs a DC, to be honest, because I think he's a great defensive mind. It's just his offense that got him fired.
Right. I was gonna say the exact same thing for the Steelers, but then I was thinking, no way he's gonna downgrade and be a defensive coordinator when obviously he had a little bit of success being a head coach, right?
Yeah.
All you need is a good offensive coordinator, which Cliff Kingsbury could have been. And we already have history with Vrabel being a great head coach defensively too. You
Mhm.
add Cliff Kingsbury and on that commander squad, I like something that's proven rather than unproven. And Dan Quinn's unproven right now, so I would have rather won with Vrabel.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of better options out there. Which is another reason why I'm not 100% sure why they went with Dan Quinn, but he must have improved them in the interview process.
Right.
I also would have liked Vrabel more here. Um, because I think championship football is going to start with a good defense, and
Yeah.
then
Always.
I pick.
Always.
But I mean, Dan Quinn is a great defensive mind, but I just think Vrabel's a better defensive mind.
You kind of
Really?
let the offense go to the quarterback too. So you're anticipating a high pick. Get the defensive minded.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vrabel's a better defensive mind because he didn't have the talent near the talent Dan Quinn had with that Dallas defense, and look what he did with that Titans defense. So I think that would have been a better hire, but we'll see what happens with the Commanders. I just don't see them making any noise in any years to come for a while. And I think honestly, it's going to be a coaching job up for grabs in the next 2, 3 years tops, just like Rivera.
Yeah,
Do you think oh sorry. I was just gonna say, why so Nick, why do you have so much confidence in Kenny Pickett, but you don't have any confidence in Caleb Williams, who's supposedly the next great star?
I believe in Kenny Pickett more because he went to Pitt,
Okay.
which is the way West Ham wants a team,
Okay.
and he was dogging in college. He's taking there's glimpses in the NFL right now. I think Caleb Williams had too much of a star-studded team in college to transfer over to the NFL.
That's fair. I think Caleb Williams will be better than most people think. I just don't think he's going to live up to the amount of hype he's getting.
He's gonna be like Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, something like that.
I'll put him in Jared Goff category where he comes out, gets off to a slow start, but then picks it up late in his career.
Wow.
What do you think, Gio?
I mean, I personally would have more hope in Caleb Williams.
Yes, we know you gave up at Kenny Pickett.
Thank you. That's all I gotta say.
We know you gave up on him a while ago. All right.
I give up on him before he even played a first down, man. What are you talking about?
I think he's going to surprise you this year, but we'll see.
You said that
I've been
last
saying that for a while.
You said that last year, and I had hope.
He showed glimpses, but he's got to put it all together.
Yeah.
But anything else you guys want to touch on, or should we just wrap it up?
No, I think I'm cool.
Up to y'all. If y'all want to do like a little Pro Bowl week recap type thing,
I'm fine with that if you want to.
it's up to y'all.
Well, what did you want to recap, Saya?
Shout out Ron Armstead. It's my guy. The work you put in. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is shout out CeeDee Lamb. He really carried the NFC. That's what he does, man. That's what he does. Him and Micah. Shout out to those two.
shout out Reed. Shout out to
Gio has no one to shout out over there.
Well, I do have two people I want to shout out.
All right,
One,
go ahead.
Jason Kelsey on his possible last Pro Bowl. You
Yes.
know, he
Yeah.
made that look very fun out there.
Yeah.
And then number two, Darren Orlovsky. I don't know if y'all saw what Dan did. I thought that
Dan
was
was,
impressive. You know, Mad Dog Russo didn't really think so that much. But hey, whatever Darren Orlovsky does now shows that he can still play right now. An elite athlete really doesn't lose the tricks, right? Like you can't show, old dog new tricks. Hey, as long as they're an elite athlete, they can still perform what they were used to back in the day. And Dan showed that because he played better than what was it? Dak Prescott, like two elite quarterbacks in that Pro Bowl competition. So hey, when Dan could do that in what was it, khakis and a shirt, I mean that was crazy to me.
yeah, that was absolutely insane. I saw that on Instagram. I was like, oh shoot, he still got it. So good for him on that. And yeah, shout out to him as well. But Gio, you got a segment to wrap us up?
Yeah. So obviously, Carl Weathers passed away.
Oh yeah.
Behind me, right there,
Mhm.
right there, Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, one of the most inspirational, I would say, movie characters of all time. Apollo Creed. I would also say, congratulations to him and his great acting career. Naming some of the movies with Happy Gilmore being Chubbs and Happy Gilmore, playing in Star Wars, being part of the Predator series, right? Movies go on and on. And for him to have the roles he did, right? And have the impact he did on I would say a lot of people, especially being, Apollo Creed. Nothing's better than that. And I think that, we just got to appreciate greatness, and it's unfortunate of his passing, but he had a great life, right? And he made a lot and he inspired a lot of people throughout his life. So
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna do a video game segment, but Gio gave me an idea with that segment of his own. It was announced that Tim McGraw did pass away.
yep.
I believe it was yesterday. So he also had a huge impact on many people's lives. And he was a great songwriter and artist as well, and had been battling stomach cancer for a while. So
What was
glad
he,
he doesn't.
56, right?
I think he was 56. Yeah, he was pretty young. So glad he doesn't have to struggle anymore. And rest in peace to him, and prayers up to his family.
the rest in peace to them. Um,
It was wasn't it Toby Keith?
Oh yeah, Toby Keith. Yeah,
That's what I
my
thought,
fault.
yeah.
I mixed those two up. My fault.
Got you.
rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
All good, bro.
All right. See y'all on the next one.
Yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like for us, please. If you have anything to say to us or like debate, leave it in the comments. Most importantly, make sure to G it.
Hey guys, like three wise men once said, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.